Hi, this is David Lobenstein. I'm delighted you are reading this article about how to use your feet to make every session you give easier on your own body and more effective for your client. So to be clear, all of this is stuff that you already know, but in my experience as a continuing education teacher, it's something that almost every therapist forgets, especially the longer they practice and the more we get caught in our habitual patterns. So what I want to demonstrate here to accompany this article is what it actually looks like to work with your feet first. So the first concept is directing your feet. My aim in every session I give is to change my feet every single time I change the direction of my stroke. So I always want my feet to be pointed in the same direction that my stroke is going. When this happens, it means that I can use my whole body weight to create that stroke. What I find happening again and again with therapists is that we start out in a beautiful position, our feet pointed in the direction that we want the stroke to go, but then our hands sense something, or we start to shift in a different direction, and then we neglect to change the position of our feet. So what happens is we end up torquing in the upper body and getting into uncomfortable and harmful body mechanics in our neck, shoulders, and arms. This is exaggerated, of course, but chances are this is something that happens to you at least sometimes. So notice my feet become like rocks. They stay where they are, and then the rest of my body contorts to keep doing whatever stroke I want to do. So instead, what I want to challenge you is every time your hands shift their direction, even slightly, think about shifting your feet at the same time. So what this means is, think of keeping the weight fluid in your feet so that you can easily move back and forth between the heels and the balls of your feet. This will make it less likely for you to get caught in that leaden foot feeling, okay? If you can keep your feet fluid, it means that it's quite easy, as soon as the direction of your stroke changes, to swivel your feet like I'm doing now, so that your feet continue to point in the direction of the stroke. Your body mechanics in your whole body will be immensely improved just by paying attention and making sure your feet are always pointing in the same direction you want that stroke to go. Now, as you challenge yourself to constantly shift the position of your feet, the direction of your feet, you can also experiment with changing the position of your feet. Too often, once again, we get caught in a specific position, and in addition, we end up just using the musculature of our upper body to push into the client rather than using our body weight. So, by changing the position of the feet relative to the table, we have the ability to control exactly how much pressure we give. So what I want to demonstrate here is, as I sink into the erector spinae muscles here, I'm keeping my hand in the exact same position, okay? If this stroke feels a little too intense for this client, I don't need to do anything in my upper body to lighten the stroke. All I need to do is step a little bit closer to the table. Now, more of my body weight is in my feet rather than in the hand, and the stroke becomes lighter. The opposite is also true. Anytime the client wants more pressure, you can keep doing exactly what you're doing with your upper body, and all you need to do is step further away from the table. The farther your feet are away from the table, the more body weight you can pour into the client. The result is that you can do almost effortless but very deep work simply by shifting your feet away from the table and pouring more of your body weight into the client. So, by ensuring the direction of the feet is always in the direction that you want the stroke to go, and by adjusting the position of your feet closer to the table when you want less pressure, farther away from the table when you want more pressure, you can keep ease and length through the entirety of your upper body. You can prevent injury and burnout to these most often injured joints simply by paying more attention to your feet. Thanks for watching.